Well, I just wanted to do a really short little review of a plastic trumpet I ordered on Amazon. It's by a company called PAMPET, P-A-M-P-E-T. I'm sure if you are YouTubing this video, it's probably because you did the same thing as I did. You were looking for an inexpensive plastic trumpet. You hear a lot of buzz about these going around, no pun intended. But the PAMPET is, I think it was $50 on Amazon. And so I ordered it just to see what would happen. Of course, the advantage would be the lightweight. I have a very young kid who was wanting to learn. They weren't going to be playing in an ensemble. And so I had no need to worry about them blending quite yet. When they were a little bigger and stronger, they could easily shift over to a typical metal trumpet. But I thought I would play a few notes, let you hear how this thing turned out, and why it is in the end not really going to work out for me. You can see even one of the slides just popped out, which does seem to be kind of an issue overall with the horn. There's a fair amount of air leakage. Let me just play a few notes. I'll try to start with a G. Normally that would center very easily on a regular trumpet, but you can hear it doesn't do that on this. I see I'm not quite even sure where the partial is. Let me move over to my my normal horn. See, that's where the typical trumpet would very easily slot into place, whereas this one, now that I have it in my ear, okay, I can play the pitch. However, I'm not able to really control it, and I think that's going to be a significant weakness if you're wanting to use this with a new student who needs as much help as possible. And even, the horn I'm using here would not be ideal for a brand new student. The bore size is a little too big. But just as an example of the kinds of limits you have with this PAMPET trumpet, listen, for example, just some lip slurs, right? Pretty typical exercise for trumpet, but now if I switch my mouthpiece over to the plastic horn, and you can actually hear it slide into place in a few places, but the partials just don't lock. And in some ways, it's almost like I'm just doing mouthpiece buzzes. I'm in decent tune, but frankly, not perfect, but again, you can see how I'm kind of compensating, but for a very young student, that's going to be much more difficult. If I even start trying to use the valves, again, I can buzz more or less in tune, but we're just not getting out of this horn a nice clean connection with the notes. And you can hear the contrast. So anyway, a few thoughts on that. Again, it's a very tempting instrument to purchase, and it can be fine if you are just looking for something to play around on. If it's more just a noisemaker, I can think of a lot of novelty uses. If you have $50 to spend for a kind of a funny gift or something along those lines. But if your goal is to use this for a beginner, it's not going to work. All the reviews are correct. The people in all the other venues, the other YouTube channels, they're right. It's not going to really serve your new student well. Hope that's helpful.